Hey y'all, hey, welcome to Booked and Busy, your virtual book club for my girlies who are non-committal, mood readers, or if you just want extra support on your reading journey. My name's Alika and I am your host. So, for our first book club meeting, we are going to talk about A Love Like the Sun by Riss M. Nielsen. This is a fake dating, friends to lovers romance where we see the FMC Lanaya, who has a struggling business with her mom, and the MMC Isaac, who has been her best friend her whole life. He is an artist, he's a model, and he has a super huge following. And once he finally realizes that their business is struggling, he does what any sane friend would do and posts on Instagram that they have been dating forever. One of the things about Isaac, though, he has told the world that he dates with intention and he's fresh out of a relationship with someone that he has been in with semi long term. And the internet is saying that he's sad and all these other things. So Lanaya, instead of thanking him for helping her business, is concerned about what it's going to do to his image that now they are in a very public facing relationship. Lanaya doesn't like the spotlight. She doesn't want anything really to do with it. She thinks it's a huge mistake and she doesn't want it to ruin their friendship. Rightfully so. Did I mention he falls first in this book? If not, he does. And he falls hard, okay? He loves her so bad, and I love that for them. Throughout this book, we see Lanaya struggle to ask for help. We see Lanaya have medical issues. And we see Isaac just kind of deal with the fact that after years of being friends, he has finally realized, oh, I love this girl for real. Y'all, that man went and talked to his therapist about him loving her because he was like, something ain't right. Something's not right. I don't feel this way about her. That's my best friend. Turns out he was wrong. We do see some other side characters in this book who kind of support Lanaya through all of this because, like I said, she doesn't like the spotlight. She doesn't like being the center of attention. Her mom is just super excited and a little concerned because they've been friends for so long and she doesn't want anything to mess it up. But she also is like gung ho for love. One of the issues that her and Lanaya talk about is Lanaya's dad dying and the way that grief overtook her mom. And Lanaya doesn't want to deal with any of that. So they go through some things. You see the book, she a little on the thicker side, so we know they're going through some things. Now, what I will say about this book, and we'll talk about it later in my wrap up and review, the ending, I don't know. I don't know. But anywho, before we get to all of that, like my review, things like that, let's dive into our discussion questions. We got our notebook because we want to make sure. So, question one. When you read about the doctor dismissing the medical suggestions and issues that Lanaya faced, how did that make you feel and what were your thoughts? As a black woman in America, I know that a lot of times we are dismissed because somehow, some way, there is this belief that black women hold like have a higher pain tolerance. Not me. I can tell you right now, your girl does not have a high pain tolerance. And if I say something hurts, and I need something for that. Watching this doctor dismiss the concerns that Lanaya had, like, I don't want to say I felt triggered, but also I was upset, concerned, especially because Lanaya has already told this doctor that, like, there are medical issues in her family. Like, her dad has died from medical issues, and she's not, like, on a whim, just, oh, I feel this tingling something somewhere. Has little, like, there are literal symptoms that are happening, and he keeps brushing her off as, oh, it's stress, oh, it's stress. Stress can kill you too. Like, the entire time I'm reading her issues with her doctor, I am just floored. But also, like, this is a reality for some of us. Like, doctors don't really take us seriously. So what I took away from this is make sure you're speaking up. She did get, like, her friends did come to her afterwards and be like, hey, I looked at your test results. You need another doctor because there is something that is happening. Even after the doctor that works in the same hospital as her friend that happens to be a doctor brushed her off. Crazy work. Question number 2. Do you think platonic love can breed soulmates? I am one of those people that I will stand on the fact that your soulmate doesn't always have to be a romantic partner. Your friends can be your soulmates. Because to me, a soulmate is somebody who, like, it's a feeling more than anything. Like, I can't really put into words what it feels like, but you always know, like, who your soulmate is, who your soulmates are. And you can have multiple soulmates. You can have platonic ones, you can have romantic ones. There is no just one person. I don't believe that everybody has just one soulmate, because you can have different soulmates at different times of your life. Now, as far as Lanaya and Isaac go, I feel like there were times that their kind of bond led more to romantic love than platonic, and like they were romantic soulmates. It just was what it was. And do I think that they always knew that? No. Do I think that they had to grow up and understand the different types of love that there were? Yes. And I think that Isaac specifically going to therapy to like really like work through that was a really good thing in this book. And I like that we got to see it. I like that he was emotionally intelligent enough for the both of them, because poor Lanaya, bless her heart, Lord. Her thinking that Isaac didn't need to be with her because of her health issues, in that being her defining act of love, like releasing him into the world because she didn't want him to grieve. I think that should be studied too, and that should be talked about, especially when it comes to just love in general. I think that we all have different definitions of love, and that's a conversation for another day. Question number 3. What key things did you notice and take away from this book? Um, this was my first Riss M. Nielsen book. And the way that she wrote the emotion in this book, the way that we got to see everything, we got to see their love develop. We got to see the differences in the way Lanaya loved Isaac versus the way that she loved her other friends versus the way that she showed up for them. I think Riss did a really good job with that. I think one of the big takeaways was understanding how people show that they love and care about people, because I think Isaac's version of love was in his creative, in his art. Lanaya's version of love was releasing people to be able to have what she thought would be more love. Yeah. And last but not least, why do you think it was so hard for Lanaya to ask for help? So, circling back to the beginning of this book, their family business was struggling. And her mom kept asking, "Hey, have you told Isaac? Hey, have you told Isaac?" And again, this is one of those things where Lanaya showed how she loved people. She didn't want to ask him for help because she knew he had other things going on. She didn't want to feel like a burden. She didn't want to ask for too much of him, because that was her friend. And she never wanted to feel like she was using her friend for whatever she needed based on his popularity, based on all of the things. And I think that we as Black women specifically have got to start using our villages. We talk a lot about wanting to have a village, but we struggle with asking said village for help when we need things. And I think that's something that was depicted really well in this book. And I think with moving forward, that's something that we all have to think about, as far as, hey, we all want a village, but not utilizing our village when we have it. So, based on all of that, I don't rate in stars, but this book was amazing. I would recommend it to any and everybody. I definitely think everybody should read it. I would love to know after this book club meeting, if you read it, let me know in the comments how you felt about it. Let me know what your key takeaways from it were. Let me know how it made you feel. I loved it. It was a great introduction to Riss's catalog. I will be reading whatever else she puts out. And thank you for coming to book club. Our next book will be in the comments. And yeah, have a good one. Bye.